over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can.
Stay here with you. You are a rainbow, so I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. Same. Your love is constant. You've never lost it. Your voice is calling out my name. It makes me miss you, even when I'm with you. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you. So I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. I am a lucky
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I am your host today on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and the Speed Lane is where we talk about things that affect us as communities, our morals as a people, and also everyday habits and struggles that affect how we live, grow, and make progress. Now, it's a new year, and with New Year comes fresh plans, new intentions, and promises we make to ourselves. But there's one habit many people carry quietly into the new year, and that is procrastination. The habit of postponing, of delaying action, of knowing what needs to be done, but choosing later, I'll do it tomorrow, and all of that instead of now. So today we are talking about the habit of procrastination, and also asking a simple question, because we want to figure it out and know why it actually happens and what we are doing wrong. So going forward in this new year, we know that we are actually sticking to plans. So why do people procrastinate? What makes people procrastinate? Do you think it's just laziness, or do you think it's maybe the fear of failure, maybe going out there and not being able to do what they actually intend to do, or not being able to achieve that goal on that day? Why exactly do people procrastinate? Now, you also can call in to be part of this conversation, because it's just you and I. And number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Why do people procrastinate? What makes people to say, I'll do it tomorrow? You have something to do, and you say, I'll do it tomorrow. When tomorrow is here, you're saying, I'll do it next tomorrow. And before you know it, it goes on, and the year is over, and you're unable to achieve that thing that you wanted to do. So why do you think people procrastinate? Why do they keep delaying what they are supposed to do and just shifting it, and before you know it, it never happens? Now procrastination is often misunderstood. Some people just say, well, it's laziness, and even if you think it's that, well, call in and share with us today. But for many people, it gets deeper than that. Sometimes people procrastinate because the task feels overwhelming, and they feel like they might not be able to actually meet up with that goal. And sometimes they delay because they are afraid of making mistakes, and sometimes it's because, well, starting feels harder than continuing to wait. So do you procrastinate, and why do you think people procrastinate? What makes people to actually shift those tasks instead of just doing something? Someone says, this year I want to do this business and I want to start up this, and the day they are supposed to maybe go start up that business, say, no, don't worry, I will not do it today again, I'll do it tomorrow. And when tomorrow comes, well, I don't feel like doing it today again, tomorrow will be best, and tomorrow never ends. So why do people procrastinate? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Call in and share with us your thoughts and why you think people procrastinate. Let's help ourselves out, as we start this. We are already in the new year, so going forward, we had people share a lot of resolutions. I want to do this in the new year, I want to do that, and well, it's not going to happen except you keep some of those bad habits aside, and some people put off important conversations, the delayed decisions that could move their lives forward, the wait for motivation, forgetting that action comes before motivation. So why does this happen? Why exactly do you think that people procrastinate? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Why do people procrastinate? What happens? What makes people to pause and not do exactly what they're supposed to do, but they keep pushing it forward? Hello. Okay, maybe try to call back again and share with us why you think people procrastinate. What happens? What makes that happen? Why are people, is it just laziness, or is there something else that makes it happen? Hello. Okay, we cannot hear you as well. Maybe reposition and then call us back again. This is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And this morning we are talking about the habit of procrastination, because we are into a new year and we want to make sure that we actually meet up to those new year resolutions that we're given. We actually meet up to those plans and not just do what many people have been doing and just sitting back down, relaxing, and saying I'll do it tomorrow instead of getting up to go do it now. I don't know, sometimes is it just laziness, or is it maybe you're scared of maybe going out there and making mistakes or just failing, or maybe some people are just scared of even starting because they feel like it will be too difficult to start. But is all of this enough reason to actually make somebody not go out there and actually start something? So why do you think people procrastinate? Why do people postpone all these things they're supposed to do and push away tasks and all of that? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Call in and let us know why you think people procrastinate. It could be from your experiences, it could be from maybe things that have happened to you in the past, and then you want to share with others how were you able to beat it, or how did you see another person able to beat that habit and then come out of it, and how it is. So why exactly do people procrastinate? Now like I was saying, people have various reasons, or people have various things that stop them, and that is exactly what we want to hear today. Because when something happens, or when there is a habit, you have to first of all figure out why that keeps happening to you, or what's actually happening to you, because some people procrastinate and they don't even know that they are doing it. They don't even know that that habit is actually present, and they just think it's normal. It's just the regular laziness, and then nothing is happening. Now, for some, procrastination is about fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of not being good enough. That fear of, if I am not good enough, then people are going to say this, they are going to laugh at me, they are going to do this and that. And for others, it's about comfort, staying in familiar routines instead of facing change. That's also one thing, that comfort, where you feel like you're just comfortable somewhere, and to actually change and start up a new thing. There are people who actually do not like starting up new things, because they feel like those new things are unfamiliar. It's not things they have done before, and they are not used to it. And that alone is something that weighed them down. But is at all these reasons, enough for someone to not meet up their goal? Those New Year resolutions we talked about, are these reasons enough, to not meet up with them? Why do you think people procrastinate? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Why do people procrastinate? Now, there's also times when procrastination is emotional, stress, exhaustion, and mental overload, can even make simple tasks feel heavy, I think. And the longer things are delayed, the harder they feel to face. The longer things are actually delayed, the harder they feel to face. Because some people say, I'll do it tomorrow, and that tomorrow you find that you're even feeling more relaxed than you were on the first day, when you wanted to, you even had that idea, let me try. And it's actually better to do things the moment you think about them, the day you set, because if you postpone that, then you condition your mind to actually think that it's okay to push it aside and not do it immediately. Some people would say, I'm not going to stress myself. What is for me will be for me. Well, even if what is for you remains for you, if you don't go get it, then what is for you might not walk towards your direction, and come meet you. So why do you think people procrastinate? If you have just joined us, this is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And this morning on the show, we are talking about the habit of procrastination. So why do people procrastinate? Why do you think people actually procrastinate? What happens? Is it that they are too scared to actually try, or is it just laziness? And if it happens to you, then what do you think is the cause? What do you think actually happens, that you're unable to get up and then do what you are supposed to do? And also, the longer things are delayed, the harder they feel to face. So again, the question stands: why do people do it when they know that tomorrow it's even going to be, harder than it was the other day? Sometimes we ignore these things because we feel like it's just little things, and some people are even unable to actually tell that they're actually in this loop where they wake up and set goals and never meet them, but they keep thinking, well, that's just how life is, or it's a normal thing. No, it's not. That is you procrastinating. So when we talk about things like this, it's actually for you to set yourself and know, is this something that you go through? Is this something that you do? And have you been able to actually find out a cause? Have you been able to see something that you think is stopping you from actually going out and then doing those goals and just achieving those things that you've set to achieve? Do you think there's actually something that is stopping you, or have you not figured that out yet? Just call in and share with us what you know. Why do people procrastinate? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Why do people procrastinate? We are talking about the habit of procrastination because, well, it's a new year and we don't want to, just do it the way we have been doing it and it didn't work out. We don't want to repeat those same steps, we have been repeating and they never worked out. This time we actually want things to, work out for real, and it's not just that saying where you feel like, well, if it doesn't happen this year, then it's not my year. Every year is actually everyone's year, and it just depends on how far you can push, how much you're willing to actually do something, how much you're actually able to push yourself, even on days where you feel tired or lazy, or even when you feel that it's not working out. And to be fair, for some people, they have actually tried before, and then it didn't work out for them, it didn't go as planned, and all of that. So they just sat back, and that's what makes them to actually procrastinate and say, well, I keep going, but this thing doesn't work. Why do I have to try again another day? And why do I have to keep struggling even though it never works? So why do you think people procrastinate? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Why do people procrastinate? What makes it difficult for you or someone else to actually just stand up and go do a task and go start up something, instead of actually doing it, then they give up on that day and just come back? Is it a fear of failure? Is it that people are just lazy? What exactly it is? Because like I mentioned, we have to do things differently in this year and make sure that we are actually meeting up with the goals and that we have set for ourselves. When we talked about New Year resolution, sometimes procrastination is not just about, let's say, work or businesses or trying to achieve some of those business plans and the rest. Sometimes it actually has to also do with, let's say, personal habits that you have. We heard some people talk about, okay, them wanting to stop smoking, them wanting to start praying more, and a lot of things like that. So what stops you from actually starting that day? That someone has told me before, well, I plan to stop excessive alcohol intake on Friday. That would be the last time I'd actually take that. So after then I plan to actually stop. What makes you to not stop now? Hello. Yes, good morning.
Good morning, man.
Yeah.
I am Linus Taker from BSU First Gate.
Okay, welcome to the show, Linus Taker.
Thank you.
So why do you think people procrastinate?
My little contribution is this. Most of the times when people procrastinate, they are afraid of failure.
Okay.
Some persons who are so emotional, some are even afraid of success.
Oh,
in a
okay.
way. Yes, and others are afraid of criticisms. And some, they lack motivations. And others may lack professionalism. Or maybe poor time management. Or maybe unwavering stress. All those things are characteristics that contribute for someone to be afraid and then procrastinate of certain issues. But for me, I don't think procrastination is the solution for those things.
Okay.
If you want to do something, and you should be bold enough, whether you feel people will criticize you, or maybe you fail or succeed, you shouldn't be afraid of it.
Okay.
You just take a bold step. And it's one among the things that I've resolved to take bold step in this year. That no matter what the circumstances I find myself, I will strive.
Yes.
I'll prove my strength. And let me see the outcome. If it is good, I will congratulate myself. And if it is poor, I will learn from there. There is this an idea that used to say that success is joy, failure is just a postponed success. And so when you succeed, it's a joyful thing to you. But when you fail, it gives you a room for you to improve on the mistake you have made during the time of your struggle.
Okay.
So that is my contribution, man.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in to be part of the show. We heard from Blindness, and you heard everything that he says, but this is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning we are talking about the habit of procrastination. Why do people procrastinate? Why do people push aside a task, things they are supposed to do, and then wait to do it later when they can do it today? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please move away from your radio set or turn the volume down.
Okay. My name is Emmanuel Tete.
All right, welcome to the show, Emmanuel. So, why do you think people procrastinate?
People used to fear for failure.
Okay.
Some they fear for not really prepare for what they want to do. That is why they will be gathering momentum so that they can go forward and be successful in their plans.
Okay. All right. So, how do you think people can actually beat something like this?
It is when you are well planned and exhibit your plans to the real core of what you want to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for calling in to be part of the show, Emmanuel. Well, we heard him and he says, well, people might procrastinate because they are not well prepared. They are not actually prepared to go and do what they want to do. That is why they don't even know where to start, because some people do that and they'll be like, I don't know where to start from. That is why I have not done it. And Emmanuel is saying that to beat someone like that who is actually going through that, something like that, someone who is actually going through that because of that reason, then you have to plan ahead. You have to prepare, because when you're not prepared, you keep making mistakes. Sometimes even when you prepare, you make those mistakes, but it's even more hurtful and more discouraging when you make those mistakes because you are not prepared, and then you're scared to imagine getting into an exam and then not reading for it at all. You don't have that confidence and you just keep looking down on yourself and thinking that you cannot do it or you will not be able to do it. So, and when you're even scared or even anxious or in panic mode, that makes it worse, because you might not be able to do something as well as you thought you could, or as well as you want to do it. This is a Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And this morning on the show, we are talking about the habit of procrastination. So why do you think people procrastinate? Why do people keep pushing aside a task? Why do you say, well, I will do this thing tomorrow? And when tomorrow comes, you are not doing it tomorrow again. You are still setting another tomorrow, because this is a new year and we want to start it, opening our eyes to things like this and actually knowing how to beat them, so we don't end up in the same loop of, I just postponed this thing. I remember at the beginning of this year, I said I would do this and I ended up not doing it until now. Let's not get to that point where we are only just realizing that we were not able to do this because we have been pushing it forward and forward. So why do people procrastinate? Hello? 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 Okay, we cannot hear you. Maybe reposition and then call us back again. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Why do people procrastinate? Why do people push aside tasks and keep saying I'll do it tomorrow and then never do them? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Hassan Sambe. I'm calling from Makadi.
All right, welcome to the show. So why do you think people procrastinate?
Yes, this is because of preparation, fear of the unknown, and what we call epileptic planning.
Okay, and what
They're
does that
not
mean?
very sure of what they want to do. They have not prepared very well. So when the day comes, they say, no, I'll take it to the next day. When the next day comes to, they are not very sure because they have not planned very well.
Okay.
It's issue of planning very well. When you plan very well, then you know that on this day I will do this and you don't shift.
Okay. So how do you think people can beat that?
Huh?
How do you think people can beat that, and so they don't procrastinate anymore? What do you think is the solution?
I said the solution I've told you is proper planning.
Okay.
Put everything in the right perspective. And then take a bold decision.
Okay.
In entrepreneurship, you just plunge in. And if you are lucky, you will win so well.
Okay.
But other people, they don't want to plunge. So you have to plan very well if you don't want to procrastinate.
Okay. All
Plan
right.
that I'm doing this. If it is money, if it's a business, keep the money. When the money is enough to do it, then you go ahead. If it is to travel, put everything in place. On the day of traveling, you move to the garage or you kick your car and go. Not that on the way you return again. No, the mood I can't travel.
Oh, okay.
Or this or that.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in to be part of the show. Now, we heard from Ascent Sambe, and he is saying planning. People procrastinate because they have not planned a lot. I think someone also mentioned that before, and it's getting clear that that's also a strong reason. Because, yes, if you do not plan, then where do you actually start from? Hello? Hello? Okay, we cannot hear you. Maybe reposition and then call us back again. If you do not plan, then where do you actually start from? That's what Ascent Sambe is telling us, because sometimes you're saying you want to use money for something, and then you're not even planning that money that you're going to, or maybe it's a business, you're not planning, you're not saving towards that. Where do you expect it to come from? Do you think the day you just suddenly stand up, of course, you're going to have that drawback of, I don't even have the money to start. Where do I start from? Hello? Okay, this is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning on the show we are talking about the habit of procrastination. Well, cause it's a new year and we want to do things differently. We want to end up with achieved goals, not just those have goals that at the end of the day in December again we are still saying, well, we could not meet up with this, and I said I would do this, and I was unable to do it this year. Let's actually do it. So why do you think people procrastinate? Why do people push aside task and say I will do it tomorrow and never do it? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Why do people procrastinate? Why do people keep pushing those tasks aside and and not doing them? We've heard from various callers, and we have heard poor planning, we have heard fear of failure, and people who just think that they are going to, we have heard criticism, people who are scared that they are going to be criticized, and or scared of making mistakes and all of that. And well, from what you have heard, these are some of the reasons that actually lead people to procrastinate and keep pushing tasks forward and saying I'll do them tomorrow, and actually never do them. And now if you look at all these reasons that people gave, they are very realistic, but is that actually what is enough? Like, if you compare to how much you want to actually achieve that goal, do you think that that is something that should be stopping you? And we have also heard people preferring solutions like maybe plan better, maybe do something better, and also there's something that people keep ignoring, making realistic goals. Some people just set goals that this year I want to own a business, a multi-millionaire business, with a lot of money that will generate the highest income, whatever, some of those goals. And it's not like it's unachievable, but look at yourself, not just the next person. You just say, well, this person started from somewhere and he has what he has. Look at yourself. Where are you started from? Did he do it in one day? So why are you trying to maybe achieve what someone else achieved over years or over a time? And you just look at one year and you say, like, by this year I want to be like this person and I want to achieve what he has achieved. You don't know where he started from, and even if you do, did he have those resources? How long did it take him to actually get to where he got to? Because if you keep setting those short times and saying I want to achieve this in a year, I want to achieve this in 2 months and all of that, then if you don't, that's going to be like discouraging to yourself, and you keep discouraging yourself. There's no way I am ever going to do that. And people say things like, well, this success thing is not for everyone. Some of us are just supposed to be like this. Nope. People actually work their way, into something, instead of just accepting that this is a particular life they are supposed to live. This is where they are supposed to remain and all of that. If you have just joined us, this is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And this morning we are talking about the habit of procrastination. Why do people procrastinate? Why do people keep pushing aside tasks and saying, I'll do them tomorrow, I'll do them next week? And when next week is here, you say, I cannot do this next week again, or I'm not in the mood to actually do this today, I'll do it on another day. What happens? Is it that people are scared of failing? Is it that people are just lazy? Or is there something else, that holds people back, that they keep saying tomorrow, and they never get to that day? Why do people procrastinate? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Why do you think people procrastinate? Does it happen to you, and how do you beat that? Or do you have experiences that you'd love to share on maybe a time that you were also in that loop and you actually were able to get out of it? How did you get out of it? What happened? How did you draw yourself out of it? Now, when we talk about things like, it's not because maybe they are too simple, they are so simple to actually just drop that habit. It might not be simple, but what's important, or what someone should actually be looking at, is identifying that I have this problem. Some people don't even know that they have a problem. They don't know that they keep procrastinating. Or some people do, but they don't take it as seriously. They just think, well, it's normal, everyone does this, and you just laugh about it. And at the end of the year, you realize again, oh, I remember that time that I said, if only I had done this. That's painful if only that people say, if only I had started this thing back then when I said I would start. Maybe by now I should have been, far with it. Maybe I should have achieved everything I wanted to achieve, instead of, being stuck back here. So tell us what because let's not do things the same way we have been doing it and then stuck in that loop this year. Let's actually do it differently and better ourselves, because when you achieve those goals, sometimes you need that. Someone mentioned lack of motivation. If no one motivates you, you're supposed to motivate yourself and not just wait for someone to actually motivate you. Because the painful truth about reality is that sometimes you will not have so many people rooting for you, or so many people motivating you. They'll go about their own businesses, but are you going to just simply allow yourself, because someone else is not motivating you, and then you keep pushing aside those tasks and never meeting them? No, you shouldn't do that. You should actually motivate yourself. So let's start from why it actually happens and what the problem actually is. Why do people procrastinate? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Why do you think people procrastinate? And what is somehow a method or something that you have used, or something that that is effective, that you could maybe share with us, and someone else could actually hear it and lean into that direction? Someone who is dealing with that procrastination could also lean into that direction and maybe save themselves. Hello. Okay, so why do you think people procrastinate? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Why do people procrastinate? Now, for some, like we even heard on the show, procrastination is about fear, fear of failure, fear of judgment. But how long are you going to let that, what will people say if I fail, or what if I fail? You don't know if you fail. You're just living in what ifs and what if I fail, or fear of not being good enough. Now, one thing people fail to understand is you are the only person who has the right to say you are good enough or you are not good enough. And if you have that mindset of I'll always be good enough, then you don't feel lazy to, just to go and try. And if you feel like you're giving it your best, if you're actually giving it your best, then you don't feel discouraged. And for others, it's comfort. That comfort of you've been sitting down here for a long time, and then you have become too relaxed, in that sport. And then to stand up, it becomes something hard. Now, let's not forget that this, when we talk about procrastination, it's not just about this kind of plans of let's say business plans or other things that you want to achieve. We hear things like let's in our New Year resolutions, we shared New Year resolutions sometime last week, and people said, well, I want to bring my family together this time. I want to make sure that my family is all in harmony. So why haven't you taken one step for that to actually achieve that today? Oh, don't worry, next Friday I'll go there, next Friday. And you're like, oh more, these people, I don't think I want to go there today. They should wait first. And before you know it, it's December again, and you come here with that same New Year resolution, and you're like, this is something I should have done. Or you start thinking like, well, if only I brought my family together by now, we should have been celebrating this Christmas together, we should have been celebrating this New Year together. And we also heard people talk about things like quitting smoking, and you can keep saying I would stop on a Friday, or I will stop this habit tomorrow. If you actually do want to stop it, then now is the time for you to stop it. And then if you're certain that I'll stop tomorrow, then if tomorrow comes and you go against what you said and actually do not stop the smoking, let's just use that habit. There are so many habits that people try to stop, and let's say tomorrow comes and you still go ahead with that smoking, then you're conditioning your mind to think that you can actually just overlook things like this because there's no one to punish you, and there's no one to flog you for not doing something that you said you would do. Now, reality is, while there might be no one to actually, let's say, put you in check and maybe tell you that you're failed and you're getting punished for this, or you went back to something that you're not supposed to do and you're getting punished, why there might be no one that would tell you that you're actually doing it for yourself. And it's important that if you end up achieving that goal that you actually set, then it's still for yourself. No one is going to be, even if there are going to be people to celebrate you, because that's what people are attracted to. People are attracted to that success. So while you're in that loop, nobody might come and flog you and be like, well, you didn't do this. Maybe someone that's actually close to you, but most of the time there will be no one. As an adult, there will be no one to actually come and tell you that I'm punishing you for not doing this. You said you were going to write a business plan and you have not done it. You said you were going to quit smoking and you have not done it. Someone might not actually come and put you in check for that. So you are now the person who puts yourself in check. So why do you think people procrastinate? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Why do people procrastinate? Why do people keep pushing aside tasks and saying, well, I'll do it tomorrow, when they could just do it now? What happens? What is stopping people from actually going ahead and doing what you're supposed to do? Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Mr. Jacob, calling from Georgia, Commonwealth.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Joseph. So did you say Jacob?
Jacob.
Okay, sorry for that. So why do you think people procrastinate?
For my own personal experience, I got used to procrastination or recent. I know first thing is laziness. I'm not working hard as I used to work. before, if I give my target for a day, I'm going to achieve them all and even perform excess.
Okay.
The recent, I keep on procrastinating. I will do this tomorrow. When tomorrow come, I will do this. Especially in area of writing. I know that one is resonant right from that. I don't used to write.
Okay.
I was intelligent. I will only sit without copying notes. So when it comes to anything writing, I will keep on procrastinating for a very long time. So I knew it's laziness in area of writing.
Okay.
And another thing is overload for me. Because the task I used to do is much for me. So sometimes the one I promised to do, I will end up doing other ones.
Okay.
And I will not end up attending to that very one. Maybe I will keep on procrastinating for some time. So for me, number one is laziness. Number two is overload by my own side.
So have you been able to beat that, or you're still trying to?
I'm trying to work seriously. That is what this program got me interested. That was
Okay.
why I was so excited, because it's something that is hitting on me very hard. And this New Year resolution, I'm trying to work hard on it.
Okay.
But it's not a good life. My pastor wife once said, that is Dr. Paul Nete, that what makes married a Paul Nete. Every day the man set a daily target, he must exceed them, achieve them before the day runs down and achieve more.
Okay.
Every day, never miss one item on his own schedule, daily schedule. So that was the only thing that I know the man is going to be a successful person.
Okay.
So
Oh, okay. All right.
appreciate so much for the program, and that this will encourage me to work hard, and I think put off that procrastination life. It's not a good.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for calling in to share that with us. Now, that is one honest person, and he has, just explained the areas in which he procrastinates and what he thinks causes it. And he has never liked writing, that sometimes that's it. So, because you feel like you've never liked something, but the truth is that when you're in life and you have to leave, you have to, do something, or you're going to remain stuck, even the things that you don't like, you find yourself, doing them, sometimes not because you're enjoying them. And sometimes you don't like something, but then when you start doing it because it's a necessity, it becomes something that you like. And he also mentioned, doing other people's tasks, and then when it comes to his own he then feels a reluctance to actually do them for himself. Now that is what brings us to placing your priorities, like know what is much beneficial to you. Is it doing someone else's task that is going to be more beneficial? If that is what is going to be much beneficial to you, then maybe that's the way that you should go. But if that is not, and you know that yourself is supposed to be first in whatever you're doing, you have to put yourself first, because sometimes there are these temptations of, you want to do something. Let's say you were about to travel today and you had something you wanted to go and achieve, at the destination you want to travel to, and then you're sitting back with a friend, and a friend is like, you're going to leave me here like this alone, and are you going to leave me? How would I stay alone, just by myself? I'm going to be bored, and there's no tangible reason. That person keeps saying you're going to leave them alone, and there is that temptation to I don't want to leave my friend alone, and I want to stay back. You are prioritizing something, that person is saying to you more than your own self. That business or that trip you're going to take is important to you, but then you keep prioritizing, what that person is saying, knowing fully well that could lead to your setback. So it's actually an eye opener. I like how he gave that himself as an example. Is actually an eye opener, that sometimes you keep doing things for other people, and then when it comes to yourself, you're too lazy, which is also one of the reasons why people procrastinate. So what do you think? What about you? What do you have to add? Why do people procrastinate? We are talking about the habits of procrastination today on the speed lane, because you know what, we just got into a new year and we want to do things differently. We don't want to remain in that loop and keep doing things that and keep getting stuck behind and not achieving those things. At the end of the day, we are still back with that. I said I would do this at the beginning of the year, which is why some people think that those New Year resolutions are actually nothing as well, because they set those goals and then they end up not achieving them, or they make those plans and they end up not doing anything about them. Now that is your fault. How painful it might sound, if you're not getting up to go do something, then it is your fault. It is something in you that is making you to not get up and go do them, and somehow you have to identify that problem and then find a way to actually get rid of that problem. Now he also mentioned something from his pastor, and saying of certain daily goals to meet up to. And if you try it one day, that's very important too, because if you try it one day, then you might realize that, okay, that is actually a step forward. Because truth of the matter is, when you're able to achieve something, even if it's something small, you're more encouraged to go to the next step. You're even encouraged to do better and not just sit back. But if you maybe set the bigger goals, maybe you're thinking of this entire year. Okay, a good way to look at it is, don't look at it as for this entire month, this is what I am going to do. Split it into every single day of the month. I would start by saving money for it today. I'll use the first 5 days to actually save the money. I'll use the next 5 days to even in those 5 days, there can always be a smaller way, a smaller step. So you say, on the first 5 days, the first day I am going to keep this amount of money, as transportation. It's not on the 5th day when you're actually supposed to go to that place, and then you start thinking, oh, I don't have transportation. It's not my fault. I wanted to do it, but then I did not get the transportation to go to that place. I wanted to quit smoking, but then I could not, and I am still hungry, or whatever smoking feels in your life. We're just using that as an example, because people have different habits that they try to stop, and they just keep making excuses for themselves. You keep making those excuses like, oh, if only I had something else, if only I had a drink. Then keep that drink there so you can turn to it and take it and drink it, and not go back to that habit of yours. Now this is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And this morning on the show, we are talking about the habit of procrastination. So why do people procrastinate? Why do you think people procrastinate? What makes people to not get up and go do something, and just stay back and keep saying, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow you never do it, and you say, I'll do it next week, and next week you never do it? Has it happened to you? What do you think actually happens? Is it laziness, or is it that you're scared of going out there and making mistakes, or is it fear of failure? What exactly is it? Because it's very important to actually know what it is, because the moment you know what it is, then you start looking for means to actually get rid of it. And while it might not be easy, because sometimes people make it sound like it's that easy, to actually get rid of some kind of habits that you may have that are not good for you, knowing that it's not easy. Even though it's not easy, you have to try, because if you just sit back, it's never going to become easy. Procrastination is going to be procrastination. You're going to be left to actually deal with it. So we don't want to end up in the same place that we started this year. And if you have made those resolutions and said, I want to do this year, I want to do that, and a lot of those things that you've promised to yourself, then actually see to it. Don't say, I'll do it tomorrow and tomorrow. The moment you do that on the first day, the moment you have set a date for tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and you're saying, I cannot do it today, I'll do it tomorrow, then you condition your mind to thinking that you can actually do that and just get away with it. But if you condition your mind like, well, this thing, I set it for today and it definitely has to happen today, it works with that. It knows that we don't just sweep away plans over here. We actually stick to them. Now, we have heard from different callers. We have heard poor planning. We have heard, a lack of motivation. We have heard stress. We've had fear of failure, and all of these are valid reasons, why people actually procrastinate. But the first step is actually to identify that you have that problem and stop laughing over it. This is just laziness. I am so lazy. You shouldn't be proud of saying that about yourself, because some of those little words, they actually do matter too. So when you identify the problem and you know that this is what is actually making me to keep stopping this, ask yourself one day, why am I not doing this? I keep saying I'll do this, but why am I not doing it? So when you identify the problem, then from there you're able to actually take it out. And at this point, we have come to the end of the show. We have been talking about the habit of procrastination, because we want to get rid of that in this year. Now, as we begin this new year, maybe the goal isn't perfection, maybe it's just progress. Breaking procrastination doesn't always start with big moves. It starts with small steps and honest self-awareness. So as you go into the week, think about it. What's the one thing you have been postponing, and what's stopping you from actually starting? What is that one thing you have been postponing, and then what's stopping you from starting? And also, do not forget to remember to take a step, even if it's a small, tiny step. Make sure you take a step towards bettering yourself and making yourself better than you were yesterday. This is a Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I've been with you on the Speed Lane. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and also coming up next at 10 a.m. is King James 90s Top 10 right here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. So keep your dial locked in and keep enjoying music of your life.
You get business, you get organization. Be you want me to hear you for radio? Oh yeah.